Well, I thought we were going to get the update this week, but the dev server is back open, so let's take a look at the new stuff. Starting with planes, F-16C's radar got a bunch of changes. It has 9 km ACM instead of the usual F-16 19 km ACM, but it can switch lock types without unlocking. It's still missing an HMD mode though. Cockpit is done, and as you would expect, it looks absolutely fantastic. Also, the plane has its skins. There are quite a few, which is fantastic to see. I feel like Gaijin's been slacking off on GE camos recently, so I'm really happy to see 4 on the F-16. That includes the Viper demo team skin, which I'm sure is going to be an instant buy for a lot of you. SMT got the N010M Juk M radar, which, fun fact, can go 90 degrees off bore sight. If you look to the side with HMD, it actually switches the radar indicator to a circular one. The cockpit is done, and it has quite a few MFD pages you can cycle between if you're into that, including this unique digital info page, which I don't remember seeing on any other plane. SMT only got one camo, the Algerian one, and people were complaining that the F-16C's missiles were much harder to stock grind while the SMT had R-73 in Tier 1, so in classic Gaijin fashion, they moved the R-73 to Tier 3 to make sure everyone is getting equally screwed. Mirage 2005F got HMD and can now swap its Super 530s for Magics, which is great news if you're the type of person who enjoys playing top tier with nothing but 4 very short-range IR missiles. And finally, the Barak II now has AIM-7M in addition to its AIM-9M, which is what a lot of us were asking for. It also got a new camo, which is basically the same as the default one. For missile changes, the AIM-9M's smokeless motor is now working. The smoke plume is much less visible than on any other missile. I fired a couple of these at human players, and both of them couldn't do anything about it, so I'm really hoping they turn the IRCCM down quite a bit, because if it released as it is, this thing would be super unfun to go up against, especially if they keep 16v16 matchmaker. They also changed the R-73's guidance again. We are now on version 5 of R-73 guidance, and the French missiles got some changes. Super 530D has less drag and less sustainer thrust, which really doesn't change very much if at all. Maybe it's slightly better up close and slightly worse at range, but it's kinda meaningless. But it also got its pre-launch gimbal limit increased from 15 to 55 degrees. The Magics got a lot more pre-launch gimbal limit, had their drag reduced a little, and Magic 2 has IRCCM now, so its flare resistance is about on par with the R-73. And like I said, the Mirage 2000-5 has HMD now, so if you want to run 4 IR missiles and no radar missiles, you can. But the Magic still has really short range. This change didn't affect it very much, and even after the drag reduction, the missile still has a ton of drag. AIM-9J and all of its copy-paste renames also got their pre-launch gimbal limit increased from 10 degrees up to 40, basically the same treatment as the Magics, which is going to help you out at close range where the gimbal limit was kind of holding the missile back. Hangar icons were changed from the classic stat card pictures we all know and love to these 3D models. Let me know what you think about these. Personally, I kinda hate them and hope they don't go through with this, but knowing Gaijin, they probably will. RWR volume is now separate from voice warning volume, which is a wonderful change, and I think the RWR rework is pretty much done at this point. We got new sounds for search radar as well as new launch tone for CW missile launch. No changes to the stats of the Python 4 sitting in the files, but we did get a new visual model. There's also a new visual model for AGM-65E, although nothing uses the missile as it doesn't have any stats. So that's everything new that I could think of. I might have missed a few things, but I think I got the important stuff. With the dev server reopening, I don't think this update is coming out this week, but I have no clue what to expect. This whole patch is just really weird. When it does come out, assuming Gaijin doesn't explain the RWR stuff clearly themselves, I will do an RWR guide first, but we'll see what happens. Come hang out on Discord, and thanks for watching.